Well, welcome to Modeling Time with me, Brian Banna, and another episode in the Phase 1 F3 project. I'm making progress. I've got the side frames with their base coat of rust colors on them. So let me get the camera set up over here and I'll go through the paints that I used and explain a little bit about what's going on with them. Okay, so this is what they look like now. Now they don't look great with the colors and stuff like that, but you have to remember there's going to be black over all of this. So you're probably not even going to see 99% of it. You're just going to see little marks and pieces. So what you see here is just the base chipping color, what you'll see through the chips. But there's going to be extremely small chips that you wouldn't even see unless you really get up close, but it adds to the character of the truck. So let me go over real quick what I used to paint them with. The base color, which you see on the back here, that is a 50-50 mix of Tamiya XF1 black and Tamiya XF9 hull red. So I paint that on. Then I have four colors that I go through. And the first color is the second to darkest, and that's this Model Air Rust. Then I put on the what's called Marron Lodo, or I'm sorry, Mud Brown. I guess that's Italian or something. Mud Brown. Then I put on Orange Rust. And then I put on the darker color of German Red Brown for a darker red rust. Now those don't get sprayed all over, they just get spritzed on. So it's just a short burst of paint. So let me zoom in. I think if I zoom in putting this card down here, or this ESU Loc Sound thing, it'll stay focused. Let me see if I can get that. There we go. So now you can see the colors a little bit better on these. And let me zoom over. There we go. Now you can see the colors. I have a satin varnish over it to protect the colors. And the next step would be put some very light mist of hairspray over them, and then the black over them, and then chip them. Now I'm not going to do hairspray over all of them at once. I'll do one at a time, because the longer you leave hairspray on with paint over it, the harder it is to get it to chip off. It's not because of the hairspray, it's because of the paint curing. The longer it cures, the harder it gets, and the less chance of water getting through it. So you want to get water through it. So that's basically, like I said, these are just spritzed, and just to get a variation of color. And so this part is done. I'm going to let this all cure, and I'll probably get to doing the black over it on the weekend. So I think that's about all I really wanted to talk about there. Is there anything else? No, I think that's it. So you can see the variation in the colors and stuff. One of these sets of trucks is, I think what I'm going to try to do on it is a full pigment weathering. So you probably won't even see even the chips in it, but we'll see, when we get to that point. Remember, the railroad that I'm working on operates in the desert, so it gets really, really dusty because it's super dry. So all the traction motor blowers are blowing up dust all over the place. So it's going to be more of a dry look to the weathering rather than any wet look of oils and greases. There might be buildup of where oil may be leaking out of these journals or something like that, and then dirt collects on it, but there's not going to be any wet effects, and there's not going to be any like heavy rusting effects either. It's mostly going to be dry and earth tones. Well, there you have it. The painting has started on this project. I think you can tell that the trucks don't have a heavy coat of paint on them. It might appear, or it may, you may think that putting all those colors on there would build up the paint levels, but it didn't. You know, it's just spritzing it on, so you're not loading it down with paint. So the detail, and I think you can see it in the video in the last session, the detail really pops through. I'm really happy I put those holes in there, and you know, the extra casting holes, and I think the detail pops really well with these trucks. So like I said, the next step now is I think I can get one set of trucks done per night. So there's like 3 nights worth of chipping and stuff. After I get the chipping done, then I'll put a clear coat over that, and then I'll start the real weathering on these trucks. So thank you for following along. I hope you find it interesting and maybe useful for some things. So I'll catch you in the next video.